Do you see a big difference between those blocks that you said, the ones that are, around the 40, 50 versus those that are generating a lot more revenue each month? Or is it a very similar disconnect sometimes? It's just the stage at which they come to you for help?
Yeah. That's really interesting. My knee-jerk reaction is to say that there isn't that much of a difference. I'd say as more revenue comes into the business, you move more towards people issues. And things like culture start being something that founders have to think about. It's like, I don't understand why everything is so chaotic and why, this person, missed this. And I'm like, they're mimicking you, like
I know, right? It's always
people look up and they see that their boss, that the CEO of the company is late to meetings, like shows up like just out of I had this with one client of mine who was like, I don't like it that the team shows up late to these calls and they're wearing gym wear. And I'm like, okay, did you have a conversation with them about
right.
what is expected? No. I'm like, okay, so if you show up late and you show up on a treadmill walking as you do a meeting, aren't you
You just set the culture.
well, you're right, like, aren't you indirectly telling them that that's cool in this organization? And they're like, "Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't think about that." So, I think as organizations grow, as revenue grows, and there starts being more people in the organization, we start moving more towards conversations around how to manage people, how to lead people, how to hire, how to fire, how to have conversations about direction and vision and how to get people aligned with where the company's going and how to retain talent and all of these things versus I'd say, around the 50 to 150 grand mark, we're still I mean, at least in my experience, still dealing with, like, very basic operational issues of, like, we don't have a project management system, like, we don't use a calendar, like, everything's really chaotic, and start, building those foundations, and then eventually they kind of get to more of the people-centric issues.
Got it. Okay. Yeah. Really interesting. And when you work with clients, do you find that they typically work with you? You help with their organization implementing these things, and then it's like, okay, see you later? Or is it often more of one of those of where you continue to kind of work with them? Because, look, I mean, let's face it, there's always new systems, there's always refinement, there's always falling back into the, trail we've created into the ground that we got to crawl out of. What does that look like?
Yeah. So that's in total honesty, that's something that I'm still learning and exploring. Because I've been in this space now for 6 years. Of those 6 years, I was a partner at a company that I helped grow for 4.5 years and have only been running my own business since end of October last year.
Yeah.
But what I will say is the clients that I supported in the business that I was a partner in, I'm now having conversations with about people issues because now they're, making
Oh, interesting.
200 a month. So I think the cool thing about having my skill set, I guess,
Yeah.
is that there are less of us than there are visionary entrepreneurs. And the operators that do exist for the most part, would not class themselves as entrepreneurs. They would class themselves as an ops director, an ops manager, a second in command, whatever it is. And I think the thing that I found in the last 6 to 7 months, which it hadn't planned and I didn't expect, and I think is really cool, is that because of how I've started my own business, I've had clients who I've worked with in the past who've now come back to me and see me as an equal and someone who just has a skill set that they don't have that they can now lean on it. Go, hey, I need your advice here. Like, do I work with you? Do I do something else? Like, what do I do? Is this just a quick conversation? Is it a 1 hour session or is this a longer thing that I need to work on? And I think that's really, really cool because like you said, this is a long thing. It's not a, "Okay, I fixed this now." It's like, "Great, now we fix this, but now we have this problem." It's like, "I need to hire someone." It's like, "Great, I hired someone, but now I need to make sure that I'm setting them up to win, and now I need to have conversations with that about performance, and now they missed this metric month 2. So what do I do? And how do I have that conversation? So there is so much to it, and this is why I love doing fractional work, because I'm at the forefront of it still. So I'm in there, I'm having these conversations, I'm adapting these systems and these processes and these ways of navigating these issues, and then, handing that over to clients, one-off
Right.
consult sessions, and providing them with the solution.